Hello and good evening, viewers. Today on my show, The Interview, we will be interviewing melba. Alright. As many of you don't know her, she's the journalist. She's a journalist and author to Warriors Don't Whine, Cry. Warriors Don't Cry.
Thank you so much, Sandra, for having me over. I love your show and I'm a very big fan of all your works. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Well, as you had said earlier, I am an author and a journalist. And one of my most famous books that I'm known for is Warriors Don't Cry. And I am also very proud to call myself one of the Little Rock Nine. For those who don't know, the Little Rock Nine is the 9 African American children who volunteered and worked together to go to Central High and start integration of the whites and black schools.
You being black, right?
Yes.
So would you like to tell us about points in your journey that impacted you the most, that you remembered the most?
Yes, I would actually.
Okay, guys, now we're going to learn something new today. Mrs. Brown.
Yes.
Mrs. Brown, I have to sell it to you. Come
Okay.
on.
The circuit breaker with voltage rating of 400.
Class, the principal has something new to tell us. Well, class, I got some news today that, oh, Lord, it's okay. The Supreme Court ruled that in the case of Brown versus Head of Education of Topeka, Kansas, that separate schools between blacks and whites are illegal.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Does that mean that we're gonna have school with white kids?
I don't know, maybe, but I have to go now. Your teacher will explain the rest. Today you guys will be dismissed early. Walk in groups, don't be by
Can I walk
yourselves.
with you, Melba?
Sure, Kurt. Okay. Well, okay, class dismissed.
So Melba, can you tell me and my viewers how you managed to become one of the Little Rock Nine?
Well, that's a long story. So, after that day we got dismissed from school, my teacher asked us who would like to volunteer. And as I told you earlier before, being the naive little girl that I was, decided to volunteer. And I remember writing my name and put this piece of paper, and I was like, I will never get chosen. I mean, I was just like 12, and it's like, not gonna happen. So I had forgotten about that. I went home, didn't even tell my family about it, and a couple months passed by, like almost a year. And I was on vacation with my family in Cincinnati, and I was having a good time. Everybody was being treated equal. So we were watching the news during dinner time, and they announced they announced something about segregation. So my whole family needed to hear what had happened. So we gathered around the TV, and that's when.
Sorry, we happen to have a technical issue. Alright, continuing with your story, Melba.
So as I was saying, we gathered around the TV with my family, and we were watching it, and they said the 9 kids that were picked, and my name was up there. And I remember how my father looked. He was so mad at me because I had chosen to be one of the Little Rock Nine. At that point, I didn't know what I had signed myself up for. And that was the beginning of it all.
So Melba, tell me and the viewers about your first day of school.
Well, by this time I was about 15 years of age and ready to start Central High.
Who believe in them, in my parents, that have a tongue. Oh, Melba. Have a good day, Melba. I'll be with you. You too, Grandpa. I like you. Hurry up, Melba. We won't be running late on the first day of school. I'm coming, Mama. Wait for me. Mama, just skip me in your prayers today, because I don't know how this day will go. Hi, guys! Hi! That was really strange, Mom.
Maybe they didn't see us or something. It doesn't matter.
But they were my friends, though.
Mama, I think we're here. Just park right there.
Right here?
Yep.
We are going to integrate!
after you got home from school?
Well, considering we didn't even get into the school, I was pretty disappointed and pretty scared, but at the same time I was lucky because I was alive at that point. So we go back to my house, we lock the doors, lock everything, and I remember my grandmother sitting on the door with a gun on her saying that she's got to do whatever she's got to do to protect the family. And I remember I got threatening calls, the whole of that.
So what happened next?
So I remember the governor decided to take us to court because he thought it was not legal for us to get into the schools together, and he was against it. But when we went to the court, the judge decided that we were ruling against the case. It was they did not have enough evidence to stop the integrations of the school, and I remember how happy we were. And after that, we decided to go back to school. But going back to school, it was tiring. I remember going to school feeling like my life was in danger.
What do you mean your life was in danger? Can you clarify?
Yeah. We were going through bullying and torment and torture every day, but I don't think other people actually got what we were going through. For example, I remember this day I was walking down the stairs and someone just threw some liquid on my face, and I remember it was burning and stinging. And I remember one of my bodyguards grabbed me by my hands, dragged me to the bathroom, and just poured water in my eyes. And if it wasn't for him, I would have been blind at that point. But I also remember when I was using the bathroom one day, I thought I was alone, but a bunch of girls came in with a bottle and fire and threw it in the bathroom, and I was still using it. And I remember I used to go home all the time and cry to my grandmother, but my grandmother told me that warriors don't cry and I should keep holding on because at the end it will be worth it.
So tell me, at this point, how are you feeling?
I was frustrated, I was sad, I was angry, and I was just ready to just end it all. Because I remember I couldn't go on a date with my boyfriend, I couldn't go out with my grandmother because we used to go and watch boxing matches every Saturday. That was our favorite thing to do together, and I couldn't do that anymore because it was out in the open. And it was just so devastating, and at that point is when I knew like I will never go back to what my life used to be before.
So tell me, Melba, was this entire experience worth it?
It really was. I mean, whatever I went through, it was really hard because I remember my grandmother dying. I remember I lost a lot of friends, but to this day I look back and I see my kids in other schools with white people, and I see everybody getting the same and equal education, and I really believe it was worth it. My pain was everybody else's gain, and I'm happy for that.
Well, I'd love to go more into this with you. I'm sure you have lots more to say, but this is all the time we have. Join us next time on the interview, where we will have Melba B. Patillo return again and finish her beautiful story.